Hello and welcome to the Three Will Podcast. This is your host, Danny Ryan, and I have Tim here with me today, Tim Coalson. How are you doing, Tim Coalson?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Excellent. So good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Excellent. We're our little quarterly get together here.
Yes.
And you've been busy. You've been very busy lately.
Yeah, we've been doing some integration of a support site with Salesforce. So our first integration was with cases. So Salesforce has case objects that employees for this particular company use to manage cases on the back end, and then we display those through a support site, through a public support site, so that customers can log in and see the status of any of their ongoing cases that they have going on, or view a closed case to understand what the resolution was. So
Nice.
For this integration, we are integrating with the knowledge base content
Okay.
inside of Salesforce. So basically on the Salesforce side, they customize the knowledge base to have a particular version of that knowledge base that's specific for this company, that has various attributes that this company cared about. And then on the support site, we are consuming that content.
Okay.
So what was interesting is normally, we hook into an index with a product like solar that indexes content, and then we interface with that index. Well, with Salesforce, they don't really open up, give you immediate access to that index. So all of our search capability to be able to search knowledge-based content. So a customer logs in, they have questions around a certain product. They can either type in a keyword search, or they can specify, click on a product, and we'll go pull content from knowledge base based upon that product. So our integration with Salesforce, in this case, in our earlier integration, we went through an enterprise service bus. In this case, we're actually going directly against Salesforce using their APIs.
Very nice.
So for search capability, you use a language called SOSL, S-O-S-L, versus another language inside of query language inside of Salesforce is SOQL, which is S-O-Q-L, so query language. So this is a search language. So it has a little bit different syntax, but it seems to be so far very powerful. So it's just interesting learning, all the ins and outs of how do I, get the most out of the Salesforce search through a REST interface.
So let me get this straight. So what are you using again? What's the front end technology?
The front end is .NET technology.
Okay. And so you're using that for the UI and all that good stuff.
Right. So we're using .NET and all the the modern plugins.
Okay. Yeah.
To .NET, and CSS, Bootstrap, and other things to provide.
So it's a responsive site.
Provide some of the responsive, and
okay.
Also some other plugins to provide some other features on the site, like breaking news, scrollable type content, things like that.
Nice.
So in this case, from the .NET side, we're making REST calls into knowledge. In this case, it's actually a custom REST interface that we created, because we not only did we want to get results back, we also wanted to have like facet values. So certain values like product names, types of forms, other things that are proprietary or specific to this industry, we wanted customers to be able to drill into their search results based upon these different facets. So not only is this service retrieving the content using this social language, so we're actually building this social query on the fly based upon whatever text they input or whatever products or other facets they select. We're building this social query on the fly. We get back the results, and then part of the result set, we actually do counts of the content so we can provide various facet values on the left that will allow them to further drill into this content.
Very nice. Very nice. And then you were mentioning with the search, so what's indexing that content? Is that something that you're using from Salesforce as far as the search, or is the search something that you've built, or what is it?
No, so the search it's part of the Salesforce cloud platform.
Okay.
Now, what I've been told is behind the scenes, Salesforce also uses Solar.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
And for us, it really doesn't matter because we're accessing all the content through the API, through the social language. So,
And Solar is like an open source search engine or something along the lines, something like that.
yeah, it's
Okay.
I don't know if it's open source. I
It's
think
a popular
it's maybe
search engine.
Right,
Yeah.
it's a pretty popular one. It was one that this customer was already using
Okay.
to crawl their content. So, one of the challenges with our search results is we really have two sources of search content or knowledge-based content. We actually have help files, which are still indexed by Solar, and then we have Salesforce content. And because they're kind of like two separate search engines, there's really no common factor between the two result sets to be able to merge those in any kind of meaningful way. So right now we're just alternating our responses between a knowledge-based content and help content until one or the other runs out. But in the future, as we learn more, we may find there's a better way to integrate the two results. But for now, we're just kind of interweaving those together.
Gotcha. So this is you're working on an upcoming release of the site, I imagine, something in the next couple months or so, or
yeah, we've got different. So this we've actually gone live with, and now we're making some changes as we've learned more and seen customers interact with it. We're making further refinements to the knowledge-based search. So that's kind of what we're working on now. We've actually got some future releases where we'll be integrating with some other back-end systems, and this time we'll probably be going through the enterprise service bus to actually retrieve customer or sales representative information. So when a customer wants to identify who do I talk to about to get further information about a certain product, this will be a new system that will new functionality that we'll add that will allow the customer to go through a wizard, and if they already have an account, they can specify their account number and we'll pull the appropriate information. Otherwise, we'll take them through a series of questions that will help identify, what particular type of company they are, how big their company is, where they're located. And using all that criteria, we'll make a call to this enterprise service bus, which will reach out to several back-end systems and determine, based on that information, who is this person's sales representative. And then we'll give the customer an option. They can either call the sales rep based upon the information returned, or we'll allow them to click a button and enter in some minimal information and actually have the sales representative contact them. So from that perspective, we'll be creating a lead inside of Salesforce with just some further integration with Salesforce.
Is there any online chat or anything like that that's
They do
real
have
time?
online chat. We haven't worked on that piece. That was a piece that already existed. So I'm not really familiar too much with what technologies or what company they're using for that, but they do have that capability.
So after these integrating with a knowledge base, and what is there something? Is that sort of the end of the next version and moving on to new things after that, or what?
Yeah, we've got some other things coming up. We're going to enhance the customer's ability to make various types of payments to their account, so we'll give them more flexible payment arrangements.
Nice.
So that's coming up in a future release as well. So just trying to give the customer as much capability as they can online. I mean, first of all, it helps the customer. Most people don't want to have to call a company and deal with a person if they can do it online. So that's
self-service is always good.
Exactly, and for the company, obviously, fewer calls means fewer people necessary to support it, which is also a benefit for the company. So
absolutely. Well, cool. I appreciate you doing this little update. It sounds like you're a little hungry. Your tummy's been growling. over this whole podcast.
I think that's the thunder outside.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. So if you were listening in, sorry, we had a little action going on outside with a thunderstorm, so you probably heard that every once in a while. It's not Tim's stomach. It's not my stomach, but yeah, a little rain coming down in Georgia today. So, well, I appreciate you doing this. Sounds like you're doing great work on the project. Thanks for all your hard work there.
All right. Thank you, Danny.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tim. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.